Hi guys, what do I think about Larry Williams? So Larry Williams obviously is the name in the trading industry. He is the only guy who was able to transform $10,000 into over 1 million in the World Cup Trading Championships of 1987. So above 11,000% performance. And the questions I'm asked sometimes, is he a scam? Does he really trade? Does he have knowledge about markets? So guys, maybe somebody is disappointed about this, but I cannot say anything negative about Larry Williams. From my experience, having met him, having talked to him, having exchanged emails, I can only give an extremely positive review about Larry Williams. First of all, Larry Williams is deeply in love with his passion for the markets. He is always trying to figuring out what markets do. He is always analyzing, studying, and really focusing on what's happening and what's going on and how to beat the markets. I remember I wrote sometimes to him some emails, different occasions, and he replied nearly immediately. He was sitting there at the computer working, and he was replying, not big replies, but straight to the point, clear answers, and pills of wisdom. Pills of wisdom of somebody who is really in touch with what's going on in the markets. He was arrested in Australia. He didn't even pay to get freed because he didn't have the money, probably. Well, this is something that people wrote, and you can read it in the internet. Well, these people probably are not familiar with Australian laws. They don't know that you cannot pay for your own freedom, and who has to pay does not even have to be a relative, I think, and has to be resident in Australia for a certain period of time. So I mean, I'm not an expert, but I know that it's not automatic that you have money, you get arrested, you pay, and you get out. No, it doesn't work like that. So Larry could not use his own money to get out in that occasion. Yes, but he made a lot of money out of books and seminars because that the way he was arrested because of tax issues. So obviously he's a fraud. Why? I mean, he made money selling books, selling education. Well done. I mean, he deserves that money because he wrote many very valuable books. He presented many incredibly good seminars. So he deserves every single cent of the education that he sold. I don't see anything wrong in that. But people are still doubtful about him. I can tell you, I was in New York. I'm telling you now as a person, not as a trader. I was in New York attending one of his free seminars at the Traders Expo. I don't remember, it was 2013. I don't remember exactly. I was sitting in the rear rows, so he didn't know I was there, and he just showed the recent results of the World Cup Trading Championships, and my name was there several times because I won several times. He presented me as one of his students because I attended a course of Larry in 2004 in Rancho Santa Fe, California. So somebody in the front rows asked him if I used his techniques to win the contests. So that was an incredible occasion for marketing, but he honestly said, no, he uses his own techniques. I'm not aware of any of my techniques used to trade from Andrea. So that was incredibly honest from him, which is the truth, but he didn't know I was listening, so he would tell anything. He would say anything about me. I would have never known, but he was extremely honest, and that is, in my opinion, one of the most important traits of his character. So I'm really sorry for those who hope I would say something wrong, because I often very skeptical about the trading gurus. I always beware anybody of believing too much what they hear. I believe that most of the gurus out there are scams. I cannot say this about Larry Williams. I can only only always say incredible good words about him as a trader and as a person, because this is my personal experience. Now, I don't know if he is now making money, if he stopped trading, he is losing money. I don't know, because I don't see his accounts. I don't know what he's doing today. But from my experience with Larry Williams, I can only give an extremely positive review about Larry Williams, one of the greatest traders and market students out there. In my opinion, Larry Williams is an absolute must for anybody who wants to understand something about trading. That's it, guys. Sorry I couldn't say anything wrong about Larry. Sorry about that. Ciao from Andrea Unger. Ciao. Enjoyed it? Click the link below and you will be noticed as soon as new material is available.